Well, today's guests want to know, is this normal? Now, let me tell you, I do have a definition of normal, and my definition of normal is whether something is disrupting your life or not. That's how you tell if something's normal. If it's not disrupting your life, then it's not really abnormal, if it's working for you. Now, Shalita wrote to me because she refuses to celebrate the holidays, any holidays. Now, several years ago, she decided that they were just excuses to spend money. She doesn't understand why her family just won't accept her choice.
Dear Dr. Phil, my family is so mad at me about my views on certain holidays. I am tired of defending my stance on not celebrating Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, and Halloween to my family, especially my sister Akia. 8 years ago, I realized the truth behind these hell days, and now my family ridicules me about my choice not to celebrate or let my 6-year-old daughter celebrate either. First of all, according to my research, Christmas is a pagan holiday. Jesus wasn't even born on the 25th of December. Easter is another pagan holiday. Thanksgiving? Great. Let's celebrate the slaughter of Native Americans. Valentine's Day is a purely sexual holiday, and Halloween is worshiping the dead. Christ would really appreciate that. I have no problem with documenting holidays like Hanukkah, but these other make me sick. I get sick to my stomach when I see decorations or have people wish me a happy this or a merry that. I wish more people would realize the truth. Dr. Phil, can you please help my sister understand that not celebrating these holidays is my choice? Bah humbug. Shalita.
All right, now we have Shalita's sister, Akia, on the phone, and she totally disagrees with her sister's views. Okay, so what do you think's going on here? I'm going to ask you in a minute, but tell me what you think's going on here.
I think she's just cheap because if you buy her a gift, she'll accept it. If she was so into not being celebrating Christmas, she would turn it down, or she would tell me no, my daughter can't come over your house to spend the pagan holiday with you.
No, I'm broke. I'm not cheap. And if I had the money and I celebrated it, I would buy gifts. But even if I had $1 million, because I don't celebrate Christmas, I'm not going to buy anybody anything,
If
including
you're so
my
big
daughter.
on not celebrating it, why do you let her come over to my house to celebrate it?
It was one day.
Stand.
It was one day, one time, because you asked me and asked me and asked me, and I felt bad, so I let her go that one time.
She's
Okay.
coming again this Christmas.
You don't know that.
What's your problem with holidays, for example? You said you got your daughter and you told her the truth
Yes.
about Christmas.
And my nephews and all other
You
small
also
children.
told the other family members' children too.
So you got in between other children and their parents
They
and told
asked
them.
me.
You told, and so what is the truth?
Well, okay, I did some research on these holidays, and I found out that Christmas has nothing to do with Christ at all. It's all about the worshiping of a sun god. During the time when Constantine was converting pagans into Christians, you know, the pagans didn't want to let go of their celebrations, so what they did to compromise was they married the two. They took pagan festivals and Christian doctrine and put them together.
That was in the 4th century.
But it doesn't matter, because if we lived during the 4th century and we called ourselves Christians, like the early Christians did, we would not have celebrated it.
Let me tell you what I think the truth is about Christmas. Do I think it's about a fat man running around the world dropping off toys? No, I got that busted for me last year, I think. But can't you let your children enjoy
Life.
the festivities of the holidays, the music, the spirit of kind of giving and family and being together? I mean, it doesn't have to be whether it's a pagan origin or a Christian origin, or there's a real Santa Claus, or you believe it was Christ's birthday, or whatever. I mean, can you not find a way to fold this into the current day world?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because to me, it's a form of Satanism. If anybody know anything about pagans, they didn't believe in Christ. They didn't believe in God. So would you let your children go to a seance and conjure up spirits? You know, of course not.
You hate Valentine's Day.
Yes, that's another pagan holiday. I mean, it's as simple as going to your Encyclopedia Britannica, looking up Valentine's Day, and it'll tell you everything. This is not my opinion. These are facts. And if Christ was around, he would completely disagree with all these celebrations.
Well, do you believe that these holidays are what we name them to be for ourselves?
No.
I mean, they can become totally dominated by the marketing machine
That's one other
and
thing.
become completely commercialized, or they can be religious observances, or they can be family observances where you ritualistically get together and share time.
No.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be one definition or this definition or this definition. I don't believe in like over commercializing Christmas. I don't believe that it has to be just a religious observance. I think there are a lot of different ways that we can define these for ourselves.
But it is a religious observance, and I like to say that you can't turn pus into pudding. You can't change something into a good thing because it was never intended that way.
Okay, let me ask you this: if I get together with my family this Christmas, if my 82-year-old mother comes here and spends the holidays with us, and our children who are grown and outside the home come and spend rare time with their parents, and we have a nice meal and watch football games, you're saying that's a pus-filled holiday?
Yes. I think that those who understand the meaning, the true meaning of Christmas and continue to do it, your soul's going to be judged. This is going out for the people who are afraid during Judgment Day, who are afraid to be sent to the hellfire. If you're just if you're an atheist, if you're just doing it for tradition, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to preachers, those who have a religious responsibility to lead the people, and I don't believe that they are leading the people correctly.
I just totally, blatantly disagree.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that as a child that I didn't enjoy these things because I did, and I couldn't wait to get older to pass it on to my children. But I got to stand up for righteousness. What's right. What's more important, the happiness of my child or making God happy?
Well, are you wicked? Are you wicked and ruined because you celebrate that as a child?
Well, no, because that wasn't something I did.
Well, would your daughter be wicked and ruined if she were allowed to celebrate as a child?
Well, no, because as a child, you're not even responsible for your sins. It's once you get older and have an understanding, it's your duty to do what's right. Everything that's fun isn't right.
And you have the choice because you're the mother, and you can do what you want with the child. Yes. But I would really hope that you would kind of take a deep breath and ask yourself if there is a way for you to define some experiences for your child so that they don't miss the joy and festivity and celebration of some of these holidays. But because somebody in the 4th century defined something does not tell me how I define it now. And that's what you have to do. You have that choice, and it is your right. And I'm not telling you you're wrong. I would just hope that you would try to find a way that your daughter wasn't excluded from a lot of the joy of life that she might miss because of that position.
We celebrate New Year's. That's pretty fun. We can do that. There's no religious stipulations behind that. So.
Yeah, well, there are religious stipulations behind what you put the religious stipulations behind. So okay. That's up to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next, for most people.
Yo, this your boy Earthquake. Listen, man, Signal 27 is the #1 podcast for live comedy in Duval. And it's your boy Earthquake. I'll be on it, but you need to listen now. But I'm on it now. #1, Earthquake.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches. Who's Donkey of the Day today? Well, Donkey of the Day for Monday, December 9th goes to a school in Brooklyn called PS 321. Why is PS 321 getting Donkey of the Day? Because they fired a substitute teacher for telling the truth. Let's go right to News 12 Brooklyn for the report to see this grave injustice that happened to this substitute teacher.
A Santa Claus conundrum in Park Slope. Parents say their first graders came home teary-eyed Monday after their teacher brought up a controversial belief about the big guy.
Parents like Allison Meyerhands telling us that a staff member at PS 321 told his 5- and 6-year-old students that Santa and the Tooth Fairy aren't real. Families say it happened during a lesson about convincing. Principal of PS 231 telling us that this was a substitute teacher, but parents say it doesn't matter. It's letters sent out to parents. The principal says she is extremely upset to hear about what happened. She says they are investigating the staff member and that, quote, I guarantee you that this substitute will not be in class 1-16 again.
A Santa Claus conundrum. What is the definition of conundrum? A confusing and difficult problem or question. What's confusing about this, people? Huh? it comes a point in time where we have to stop arguing against reality. Like, this is really disturbing to me because there's too many adults willing to play make-believe, and that grown game of make-believe y'all playing is ruining adults' lives in the real world, okay? A dear principal of PS 321 in Brooklyn, Liz Phillips is her name. Salute to Liz Phillips. Liz Phillips, you couldn't pull this teacher to the side and tell them, look, don't tell the kids that. Some of these kids have parents lying to them at home about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Let these kids live their lie. Mind your business and just stick to the lessons plans. That could have been the conversation, but don't fire this person over telling the truth. Because guess what? Spoiler alert for everybody with kids in the car. Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy are not real.
Yes, they are.
They do not exist.
Yes, they are. Bah humbug.
I have 3 daughters. I'm not lying to none of them about no fat white man who has a bunch of flying reindeer who comes down your chimney when you don't even got no goddamn chimney, who travels all through the world and gives you whatever you want as long as you make a list. You're nice, okay, and not naughty. And you leave out some damn Chips Ahoy's and 2% milk. All right, I work too hard for my money to ever give credit to Santa Claus, but more importantly in America, we don't even have to go all over the world. Just in America alone, it's like 40+ million people living in poverty. How cruel is it to teach those kids about Santa Claus? Okay, they all in school writing their lists, and the only people who actually get what they want on their list is kids whose parents can afford it. That's what I want to know. How do you explain to kids that Santa got what you wanted but didn't get you what you wanted? How do you say that? How do you explain that to 2 different kids when y'all both wrote a list? And the Tooth Fairy, please. Little white women with wings giving you money for your teeth. Once again, some families can't afford to exchange cash for teeth. How is this fair? Why are kids being fed these lies? If telling the truth about Santa Claus makes me a Scrooge, then bah humbug. Okay? If it makes me a Grinch, then I don't want to be the one who stole Christmas. I'll be the one who told the truth about Christmas. Not to mention, you teach your kids not to lie, but you feed them lies throughout their whole youth. And then when they get older, you wonder why they don't believe in things like God. Okay? I'm dead serious. You teach your kids about God throughout their whole youth, and then when they get older, you wonder why they don't believe, all right? Because you done taught them about Jesus and Santa and the Tooth Fairy, all these entities, 2 fictional, 2 that I believe in, but if a kid grows up and learns Santa and the Tooth Fairy aren't real, they probably gonna question you about this God person too, all right? Moral of the story is, we are gaining absolutely nothing by lying to kids about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. And I can't believe in 2019 adults are getting fired by other adults for telling what we all know is the truth. If I was this substitute teacher, I would sue this school and demand that this school provides evidence that the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus are real. If not, then this proves this firing was unjust. And question for all parents out there, seriously. Are you still teaching your kids about Santa because you know you can't get your kids what they want for Christmas, so when they don't get what they want, you can just blame it on the fat white man from the North Pole? Okay, I have no problem with you blaming any white man for your poor economic conditions because you're probably right. But at some point this holiday season, someone has to explain to me the benefits of lying about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Is this a way to keep kids in line by telling them if you don't act right, Santa won't bring you what you want? Like, what is it? I think it's cruel to teach kids about Santa Claus, okay, if you can't afford to really be Santa Claus. Because all you're doing is making kids hate Santa. And they're going to be writing letters to this fictional character Santa like Riley Freeman did on the Boondocks Season 1, Episode 7, A Huey Freeman Christmas. Remember when Riley wanted all the smoke with Santa? All these fake Santas posted up in the mall. They got to take all the heat because they haven't been delivering all these years for all these different children. Please give PS 321 in Brooklyn the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
Hey everybody, it's the bad girl of comedy, the original bad girl of comedy, Lunel, here in hot and sunny Los Angeles, California. But guess what? I know this. You're not watching or listening to anything if you're not checking out Signal 27 Radio, baby, all day. Stay there.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, this jerk I work with, is trying to tell people out there that Santa is not real.
Well, listen, here's the thing. PS 321 in Brooklyn, they fired a substitute teacher because he told the students in the class that Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy is not real. Like, this is when, lies go too far. Like, you're going to fire the man for telling the truth? No. I don't have a problem with, you wanting to teach your kids this lie. You know what I mean? But don't fire the man because he told them the truth. What's the point?
Well,
and what are the benefits of telling your kids about Santa Claus?
I'm sure there's some parents out there that their kids believe in Santa, and he just ruined their world. What grade was this again?
6th grade, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure he just ruined their world. Now, do my kids believe in Santa? Yes, they do. Absolutely, positively. Well, what's the benefits? I love that kids look forward to something. They look forward to getting gifts, being good, making cookies, baking cookies as a family, decorating the tree, and all the things that come with Santa and Christmas. And also, for a lot of parents out there, this is a good way to make your kid act right. Around, I say October, December, they start acting up. Oh, you want gifts from Santa? You better, how Santa always sees who's naughty and nice. Kids act straight immediately. I love it. I think it's fun.
Okay. Check this out. Lil Chad and Lil Tyrone in class. Chad parents got more money than Lil Tyrone. Tyrone and Chad both write out their Christmas list to this Santa guy.
Correct.
All right? Chad gets everything he wants. Lil Tyrone don't get nothing but some socks. How do you explain to Lil Tyrone that Santa bought Lil Chad everything he wanted, but didn't bring you what you wanted, Tyrone?
Was Tyrone good all year long?
See what I'm saying?
I'm just asking a question.
Exactly. That dumbness.
I'm just asking a question.
That dumbness.
I'm just asking a question.
That's the stupid. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that Santa bought you what you wanted, but didn't bring this other little kid what he wanted?
Well, Tyrone, Santa's helping a lot of kids that don't have this year, and since you're a good kid and you understand, he's helping those kids that might not understand, little Tyrone.
Little Tyrone, I'm one of those kids that ain't got nothing ever, okay? What if little Tyrone wrote on his list, Santa, I want you to get my daddy a job for Christmas? Huh? Hey, Santa, I want you to help my mama through her chemo for Christmas. Oh, Santa grants all wishes, though. You always get, he's just the big fat Aladdin. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, for those situations, little Tyrone, you got to ask God.
See what I'm saying? Who? God? Well, listen, ain't none of these coming through. Not God, not Santa, and now what little Tyrone do? He angry as hell. He mad as hell.
Well, I don't know what little
Y'all gotta stop this. I don't know what little Tyrone,
but my kids believe in Santa, and I love their face. I love the experience. Christmas Eve every year, we ring the doorbell. My kids run to the door. There's gifts outside. They think that Santa dropped off some gifts and coming back.
Are you gonna make Caesar dress up in a Santa Claus outfit?
Shut up, man. I'm not messing with you. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, who's this?
This is Grant.
Hey, what's up, man? We're talking about the benefits of parents talking about Santa.
Yeah, and I when my kids were very young, I allowed them to believe that Santa Claus was real. Yes, I went along with the story, and the true story is I believed that Santa Claus was real when I was young.
Me too.
But
Why?
As my kids got older, I let them discover on their own that myth, or that there was a purpose to that, which is to challenge reality, but not for me to destroy their dreams by
there you go
their thing. Yep.
I agree with you. Thank you, bro. Hello, who's this?
This is Reggie.
Hey, we're talking about Santa, bro.
Yeah, I know that. But then you're sitting up there saying, don't teach your kids about Santa and the Tooth Fairy, but do you teach your kids there's no God?
No, I don't teach my kids there's no God.
Then that means you're wrong. You should.
Why would I teach my kids there's no God?
I'm confused.
There's much more proof that a God exists as opposed to Santa Claus.
Where's the proof of God?
This planet that we're on in the middle of the sky that's rotating. These trees that are growing up out of the ground. These birds that are flying in the sky. Hey, this thing you got called a body. Okay?
No.
Okay, who made it then?
Santa.
Man.
The universe is made by itself. Okay?
No doubt.
By asteroids and everything. But then do your history, bro.
No doubt. The universe is made by itself, but there's not a baby on this planet. There's not a baby on this planet that's made by itself.
See?
You still got to take your penis and put it inside the woman and procreate. Something created those children. Something created this world.
But I believe in Santa. And Santa does exist, and so does the Tooth Fairy. Just want to tell y'all that. But 800-585-1051, what are the benefits of parents telling their kids about Santa? Call us now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is the Signal 27 show. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Disclaimer, we're going to be talking about what y'all was just watching videos on. Listen, I want to thank Charlamagne the God and the Breakfast Club for their video, and Dr. Phil trying to convince the sister that she should allow her kids to have festive holidays, even though she breaks it down pretty good as to why she doesn't, and her family thinks she's crazy. And if you listen to the crowd, they always was clapping for the lie, but she's out there telling truth, at least a portion of the truth, and wasn't getting no claps or nothing because she was going against what the majority was doing. But before we start, I want to give let everybody go around and y'all see who's on the panel today. There's Lori sitting over there. Wave, Lori. And there go the officer and author, Lakita Gordon. Sup. And then I'm here. Hey.
That's Thickums.
And then you got my brother that got the same color shirt on as me today. You got Ed the Fabler. Hey. And then you got the pterodactyl over there. Got the pterodactyl over there. You got Big Chip, ladies and gentlemen. Hey,
just think if dinosaurs didn't go extinct. And birds like the shit on cars, or a pterodactyl was shitting on cars.
We gotta have that on our car insurance.
Right. How you do that?
Shit insurance.
Pterodactyl. What happened? Pterodactyl then caved in my roof, goddamn. Yo,
mayhem.
Yo, so but who even know that dinosaurs even made sounds like that?
Yeah.
Right. It could have been. Was you there when it? Right. Anyway,
I'm glad I was.
I know.
I think they had a voice like Mike Tyson.
But with a lisp though.
This is totally not what this show is about.
It's totally off.
My bad.
Off.
That's funny though, bro.
My bad.
Get hit with that little arm.
Or get bit. Period.
Can you imagine a T-Rex trying to jack off? He just mad because he can't reach it.
Wow.
Yo, that'll piss. I know that'll piss.
My bad.
That'll
He
piss.
gonna really be around here.
Exactly.
Yo, so before we get started, I want to give a shout out to all of those individuals who won awards. Is it hot in here? I got you 2 bottles of water, dog.
You said the AC ministry.
Right. You couldn't tell us this before the show even started.
You've been sitting for an hour.
I really just felt it.
Right. That don't make no damn sense.
I was doing the
spirit is strong with that one.
Yo, I don't.
His temperature correct.
Yeah, let's open up the.
Yo, man, take your other bottle.
That's because he's making pterodactyl.
That's what it is.
I know,
That's
right?
what it is.
Dinosaur
I'm calling it
ancestors.
dinosaur ancestors.
I'm not hot.
Did you call it dinosaur ancestors?
No, but listen, right? I want to give a shout out to all of the young ladies who won just about every pageant this year.
Yes.
Miss World,
yes.
Miss America,
Universe.
all of them. All of them are sisters.
Chocolate queen.
Yeah, chocolate young ladies wearing natural hair. Some of them.
2 are roommates.
And 2 are they really?
Yeah, the one Universe, the one won the Universe, and the one just won.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a bet. Congratulations to them young ladies for winning those awards. That's a shout out to them. And I want to bring a quick spotlight on some mess. Now, if you happen to see, or your daughter comes to you and tells you that this man tried to come in the same stall that you were in, that your daughter was in, but he didn't get in there, what would you do as a man? Chip?
Go
Me?
Yeah. Now, the man tried to go into the same stall.
Do I catch him? Or did they get away?
No, you catch him.
Oh. I see you, Dell.
I see you.
With my hands. Not no gun or nothing, but with my hands.
You'll just beat him down.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Ed?
Yeah, I'm going to have to piggyback on that. You going there with my mini-me at? I'm whooping your ass.
Now, me, on the other hand,
I'm going to call security after I whoop your ass, though, because you got to go to jail.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to get...
But you're going to catch these first.
And yeah, you
dealing with me. Catch these J's, baby, these Jesus hands.
Oh, I'm not gonna give you Jesus hands. I'm fucking you up. That's it.
Act like a heathen, get beat like a heathen.
His hands.
What I want to bring a spotlight on is there was a guy in Arizona. It was a dad accused of killing a man who tried to enter the teen daughter restroom stall. He gets 8 years in prison for protecting his daughter.
Man.
Of course.
Are you serious?
Was he melanated?
Oh yeah, he was black. Based on this, says an Arizona man who authorities say fatally beat a man who allegedly tried to follow the dad's teenage daughter into a restroom stall was sentenced Friday, 8 years in prison. Defendant Melvin Harris, 41, accepted a plea deal on a manslaughter charge after initially facing second-degree murder, charged in connection with 2018's incident.
So self-defense can't be used because he wasn't in the stall being attacked by the man.
Right, but it was his daughter.
I said self-defense. That
Right.
means you protecting yourself.
Right, but if
you can't protect another human being. That's what the law is saying.
That's what it sounds like it's saying.
Okay.
It says Harris was waiting outside a Quick Trip convenience store in Phoenix after arriving there to pick up his daughter and two of her friends. The Arizona Republic reported when his daughter came out of the store, she told him that a suspect, later identified as Leon Armstrong, had tried to enter her stall inside the store's restroom. Harris asked a store security guard to handle the situation, or else he would handle it himself. Police and court records said, according to the Republic. The father later told police that Armstrong took a swing at him, so he reacted by knocking him the fuck out.
I'm sure it does not.
No, it didn't say that. It didn't say that, but it says he reacted by punching, kicking, and stomping on Armstrong, who died several days later from severe brain injury, according to Fox 10. Now, me, on the other hand, I feel that that was completely justified.
Yes, amen.
Because if you come in and you try to make any attempts at doing anything to my daughter and I'm able to put my hands on you, you are lucky you live. So at the end of the day, we play taps for the young dead brother who tried to walk into the stall because you definitely got what the fuck you deserve.
Hey, I got a question, though. I'm going to be cynical. I
Okay.
don't mean this question. I just want to put it out there. Let me correct myself. I don't personally mean this question, but the question should be asked. How many stalls were in that bathroom?
That's a good question.
And was this young man that we perceive to be a young man, was he a trans woman and just looking for a stall to use? And accidentally knocked on the one that this little girl was on, but because he has a man's body, the father assumed that he was Uncle Chester trying to touch his daughter.
Knocking, trying to get in is two different things.
Right.
Well, you always knock before you go in if you got any type of home training.
Right,
Yeah,
but then
the door locked. You don't keep.
There's the issue. That's what we got to confirm.
But and the thing about it is that he went to security,
Okay.
and asked for them. Listen, you need to take care of this. But then the dude took a swing at him. Now I would question whether or not if there was any kind of mental illness involved. If there was any mental illness involved, then I would think that at least beating his ass would have been justified. Killing him is on a different. But even if he mentally ill and he swing at you, sometimes if these dudes,
But that's anger.
And
that's saying you guilty though in some people's head though.
Shit, man. He might be retard strong, and you don't want to be messing with nobody who retard strong.
Shoot, my brother is.
He's differently abled.
One of my brothers
That's
is.
too many adjectives.
He said
Differently abled.
Differently abledly strong.
Now, by Webster's definition, retarded means slowed.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you talk, I'm
Then Ed, you are retarded.
Well, I'm that anyway. Dave has told y'all many a day that I'm retarded.
Yo, so listen. Moving on. The main topic of subject today is Santa Claus. You all seen the videos and any other holiday. My question is this, and this is to everybody that's on the panel. And we will open up the phone lines. I'll give you all the phone number to call in so you all can let us know how you feel about the situation. But here's what I think.
Can I say something? Disclaimer before you
Yes.
start?
Go ahead.
This is your official disclaimer. If you don't want your child to know that Santa is not real, you should tell them to leave the room now.
Man, bump that. Santa ain't real.
Man,
Easter
where they
Bunny
get
ain't
that?
real.
I wonder where they
Tooth
get that
Fairy
name
ain't real.
from.
Right.
Reindeer don't fly unless they jump off a
Let's
cliff.
say Santa Claus.
And they could be running from a wolf and jump off the side of a mountain. They fly for a little while till they splat on the ground.
Uh-oh. Then that's good. That's good eating, ain't it? Would you ever have some
venison?
reindeer meat? You know what I'm saying?
Man, you ain't never been up north in them mountains? Boy, I'm trying
No.
to told you.
And then you mess around and eat
Now,
it.
which one of y'all done ate Rudolph?
Me.
Rudolph had his nose into some unably pussy.
That was an
because his
STD
nose
on
was
his
red.
nose.
I know.
man.
Yeah,
Venison is good meat, man. Don't have fat or nothing. You cook up a reindeer burger. Well, a deer burger. It's like
said a
2
deer-
minutes.
a reindeer burger. I ain't never had
Deer meat.
Deer meat is the bomb.
Bite
Deer
that
sausage.
and fly off, young.
You like deer sausage?
I
Never
got some-
had it.
No. Anyway,
It's good.
for all of those,
No homo.
For
It's
all
good.
for all of those that don't know, I have a little girl. She's 16 now. But when she was younger, me and my wife, we had come to the conclusion that we was going to tell her from jump, there ain't no Santa Claus.
Thank you,
ain't
Jesus.
no such thing as Santa Claus. Ain't nobody of a different race, color, creed going to get the, what do you say, the credit. Thank you, baby. Get the credit for my hard work that I do all year round. So I told her up front. Now, what we didn't tell her is that maybe you shouldn't say.
Maybe you shouldn't
tell the truth to other people because other kids have been lied to by their parents. Mm-hmm. And that's the sad part about it. Now, you heard what Charlamagne said in the video. Kudos to Charlamagne. What is the point? Because my daughter grew up the entire time not knowing about Santa Claus. And the fact that she don't know that the fact that she does know that Santa Claus didn't exist put more on us being the responsible party to make sure that she had a decent Christmas. She knew that it was us who would buy her the presents. She knew that if she didn't get good grades in school, if she didn't do right, that Christmas is pretty much fucked up. And it had been a couple of Christmases that she didn't get shit because she was fucking up in school. Mm-hmm. So that is my kudos on it, my little 2 cents on it. I feel that I don't think there is a real purpose for you teaching your kids to believe in somebody who don't exist. Screw the reason for the season. Why?
Oh, but what about Scrooge? You can't be Ebenezer Scrooge.
Who is that?
Right.
Tiny Tim's, the mean guy that had all the money that wouldn't give stuff to people during the Christmas time. The Tiny Tim, little handicapped kid. You never saw the little story about Scrooge?
Yeah, Tink Tink, the original Tink Tink.
No. Polo Tink Tink.
That was Tiny Tim. He was on there.
But this man with all this money wouldn't give, basically in the name of charity, to people that needed it during the Christmas time.
I know who Scrooge is, but I never knew him. Like, where they get that name from?
Somebody just pulled it out their rectum.
I mean,
I'm trying not to cuss.
DuckTales was already out.
Quack now.
Yeah, Scrooge McQuack.
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck.
I want it. Just another thing, a little pagan holiday. I mean, if they're gonna believe it, they're gonna believe it.
Bah humbug.
I don't think you can change nobody's mind, but it's up to you now. If they ask you,
tell them the truth.
Tell them the truth.
You're a Grinch. You're trying to ruin it for everybody.
Well, I don't care about that.
You're gonna ruin.
Now we living in the world where the lie,
social media,
the truth is hated, the lie is loved.
Amen.
So we in that type of. But if you want to get your kids to believe in Santa, like somebody coming down, because I'm trying to figure out how would he get in apartments
with no chimneys.
With no chimneys.
Hattie Mae, thank you.
So he's breaking into people's apartments.
Right.
So Santa is a crook.
It's a criminal.
Yeah, and Santa liable to get his ass shot. And all his reindeer stole if you go
in the wrong
right. Like, what do you see, man? That nigga is riding a reindeer.
Don't nobody know Rudolph. That's the only people.
Santa in Chicago right now.
Exactly. He ain't finna be out in that snow.
Right. Oh damn. But he got
all he want to do is pimp. That's why he get to my ho ho ho.
They're not hoes, sir. They're relationship specialists for hire. They're private contractors that deal with relationship specialties.
Okay.
Oh, like taking it in the ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rectal investigations.
Wow.
You got the scientific term for everything.
He does.
Yeah.
But I was destroyed when I found out there was no Santa. Okay,
How
like
was
my
you
parents,
destroyed?
like my grandmother, my mother, uncles, they all taught me that there was a Santa. And when I finally saw my Uncle George in that Santa Claus suit, first of all, they taught me all that time that he was a white man, and it wasn't no white people in our neighborhood when I was growing up. It wasn't no whites around here. So you telling me
there wasn't no whites?
You telling me
white
it's
around
like, you telling me it's a white dude gonna come to the hood one day of the year? He don't know none of us. He ain't talk to none of us.
And we bad.
And then like he gonna come through one day and bring me some toys. And when I saw my chocolate uncle in the Santa suit, now my uncle went as far, he got up on the roof and everything. When he came down one morning and I saw him, I said, "This is some foolishness." Like my little feelings was hurt. I was destroyed. So don't lie to y'all kids about no fat.
My mama say, if y'all wake up before Christmas, Santa gonna spit some tobacco in y'all eyes.
What?
We believed it.
That's
so
brutal.
we still woke up though.
Here's how I found out, right? My mama couldn't work no more. She had got like this issue with her throat, like her, what do you call it?
You see Nikki?
Thyroid.
Yeah, her thyroid started fucking up, right? And
See what twins
she got
said.
sick. She got sick. So we grew up, and I was good in school. I didn't fuck up in school or nothing like that. But it was that one time we put up the Christmas tree and all that shit, and I woke up one morning and there was nothing under there. And then I had to figure out, I was like, well, listen, all that bullshit that they say on the TV about you being good or whatever, I didn't even get cold. So at least let me get something. I didn't get that. You know what I mean? Right. But then come to find out a few months later, we end up getting evicted and then come back around Christmas time again. We was in the shelter and nothing came again because we was in the shelter. But then I started realizing, listen, I'm starting to think that there ain't no Santa Claus because you jacked up. So I'm figuring you coming through. But luckily, my cousin brought over some office supplies that
Bike to school supplies.
Yeah, no, it was office supplies. She brought over some rubber bands and some safety pins and some, you know what I'm saying? What else she brought? A calculator, old calculator that had the real wind up tape on it. You know what I'm saying? And brought all of that stuff on it. Like, well, listen, we know our family got gifts, so let me just bring you some of the stuff that's in our office and y'all, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So be thankful for nothing. I made a rubber band ball out of it. Shit, you know? You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, I really didn't care for Christmas too much after that.
Of a child.
You know?
So this is what my sister said. This is what Nikita said. She said, I think it's not about what you or anyone else think. Respect other people's thoughts, feelings, and parenting practices regarding Christmas. It's not anyone's place to tell another about their beliefs. And I agree about
Unless
that.
you ask.
But do you teach your kid? You teach your kid to be honest at all times.
Yes.
When from the time your child can talk and understand, you teach them don't lie about anything. Tell the truth. So why would you stop your kid about telling the truth? I mean, hey, we're not saying, hey, don't believe in Santa because it isn't real. A child or another person can state, I don't believe that Santa is real. So I mean,
I taught my kids.
You teach your kid not to lie.
Santa ain't real. But don't. I mean, if anybody else want to think, because we grew up on thinking Santa was real, so I'm not knocking that. But when I find out the truth, it's not up to me to keep. Okay, I'm gonna keep lying. I gotta break it.
Right.
Now that's not saying okay, don't celebrate Christmas or whatever. I'm just telling you that I don't do Christmas like that.
Now, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why would you as an adult buy into social engineering and brainwashing in order to manipulate you and your family to spend money to give to a business?
Because it's brainwashed.
And then get upset at someone who wants to break that chain of you being financially taken advantage of.
Right.
And your child lied to.
And I don't think it's of God. The reason why I don't think it's of God because that'll be division. And people killing themselves because they can't go get this here for their kids because they can't do this here. They standing in lines. They doing this here. But it's showing. Yes, because it's showing kids like, oh, if you don't have nothing for Christmas, it's like we not nothing. You know, and that self-esteem them up. Peer pressure, self-esteem. All that's growing up. In school, you already know people going, what you got for Christmas? Nothing. Oh, y'all po, ha ha ha.
Right.
And you know what happens.
And you know what happened from there.
And you can still have your kids or family members believing in the spirit of Christmas, if that's what you want to call it. But it's a stressful time of the year. People go into unnecessary debt. People go as far as stealing to get their kids and their family things, all for one day when you can get them gifts all time, any time of the year. And I'd hate to say that were we telling the truth when we told them Jesus is the reason for the season. Like, no. I mean, that's another lie. Unfortunately, it's another lie because Christmas has nothing to do with Jesus's birth. I mean, it's the day they choose to observe. They observe it as his birthday, but it has nothing to do with Christ. So there is another lie that we brainwash people with.
But it's religion. The power of religion guilts you into doing something because you're scared to go to hell.
Right. Yeah, true.
But here's what's funny, though, is that you can go to multiple churches in your area, and they all have Christmas trees up in their thing. So is it the fact that they're using this time to talk about Christ, or are they using this time to just be a part of this whole manufactured money-making game okay, well, it's Christmas time now. You can buy gifts and stuff from the bookstore. Get your Christian cassette tapes. Well, cassette tapes.
They probably people still got.
You know what I mean? Yo, so if y'all wanted to call in and provide your take on it, the number is 904-477-7225. Let us know what you think about this subject, because honestly, it's a touchy one. Not for me per se, but for those who allow their kids to believe in Santa. Eventually, I think at the end of the day, they're going to have to come to the conclusion that they're going to have to tell their kid the truth, or allow their kid to figure it out on their own, or some kid at school is going to tell them the truth, and they got to go back and suffer with the consequences of it, you know?
If they don't tell the truth, the cycle's going to carry on.
Well, I had to break the truth. Go ahead.
Well, I raised my kids telling them it was a Santa until they caught me wrapping their gifts. Then they realized it wasn't no such thing as Santa. And then they understood why, once they got older, with me being a single mom, that there was a lot of things they asked for that they just wasn't going to get because I didn't have the money to get it. And they understood that.
Right.
Okay. Yo, we got a caller. Hold on.
Nick.
Yo, this is the Signal 27 show.
Hey, boy, y'all done lied to me, but Santa Claus ain't real.
No, Santa.
Brother.
What's going on?
Oh, man. Just trying to get over this lump in my throat because y'all talking about Santa Claus ain't real.
Brother.
Yeah, we did put the disclaimer out there. If you don't want to know the truth, then you can.
Y'all said hide the kids.
You too big for this, bro.
I know, right?
I've been living a lie all this time. Signal 27 and broke the news to me.
What's
That's
up,
right.
bro?
What's going on? How you
What's up?
how do you
What's
feel
up,
about the
fam?
situation? I know you got girls, man. How did you deal with this with the girl?
My girls knew good and well I was Santa Claus. My girl's smart. Like, nigga, please. We seen you put that junk under the table at last minute, under the tree at the last minute.
Yo. So I think our daughters kind of grew up together off and on in different schools. You know what I'm saying? But my daughter knew from the jump that.
Hard to trick a Northside kid about Santa Claus. She like, nigga, the crackhead Santa Claus. I seen him bring that TV in here while I was asleep. How y'all been, man? I miss all y'all, man.
Miss you too.
Hey, yo, we here every Sunday at 6:30.
Yeah, we breathing.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for the next 2 weeks, though. We off, though. You know what I'm saying? For the holidays. For
Holidays
all of those,
off.
for all of
Y'all
those
gonna be
people who believe in Santa Claus.
Y'all gonna be with him the next 2 weeks.
We finna catch him.
He gonna pay what he owes.
We gonna hang him right on Mount Creek.
I was sitting there trying to figure out. I was like, man, and y'all could tell him I said this too because that's my dog. But I was like, why is everybody not talking over each other? And then I looked and I saw David not there today. I said, everybody talking one at a time today. This is unheard of. And then I saw that empty chair. I said, "Oh, look at this here. Oh, yeah." I really wanted to hear what David had to say about Santa Claus, but he's not there today. So I feel a little deprived.
I don't know. If I had to speak on David's behalf, and he's probably going to listen to the show, Santa Claus is probably the Egyptian version of Ahmad.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
Santa Claus is the arachnid. He's a spider from Europe. He's a European spider.
Yo.
Let David tell it, boy.
Yo. But it's good to hear from you, bro, man. I hope everything going all right with you out there, man. Doing it up, doing movies and stuff.
Man, TV show, but movies probably somewhere down the line,
Okay, well then, throw it out there.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Why not?
Proud of you, bro.
Yeah, I just want to holler at my family, man.
All right. I'm keeping your chair warm for you, bro.
Good hearing all y'all.
You
to
too.
everybody.
Yeah, he farting in the chair.
What?
And tell Ed to stop looking so fat in my old seat.
Oh my God.
Listen, man.
Big in my chair.
Look, when you this small, you gotta have some size to you. They gonna be whooping your ass. You know what I'm saying?
But Ed been buying people food stamps, boy. I can tell.
Yes,
boy.
sir.
Wow.
Hell nah.
Get your breasts out my chair, boy.
Don't make me pull Terry Crews on you. Wait a minute, I can't do it.
He gonna pull a Terry Crews on you. He's shaking his titties.
Oh man, he got the fart in my chair, so Chip feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
Oh, we all know.
He got to drink water with a deep throat.
Right.
Whoa.
Whoa,
pause.
Yeah.
The nigga say it right.
Oh,
You can just hear him swallow, and that's just it's weird altogether. But you know, just a throat I was dealt.
Yeah, Santa, pause, please.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go for y'all start clowning.
All right, man.
Love you, brother.
Oh, yo, David didn't respond.
What do you say?
This is
David
what
said, "Go ahead,
He
Keith."
says, I've been quiet lately. I think he meant quiet. He said quite. So you haven't been watching. You might have been on edibles.
Oh, man.
What you
Hang
think?
up,
I
hang
can't
up.
hear Keita that good.
Huh?
Say it, Leroy, 'cause I can't hear Keita that good.
He said he's been quiet lately. You haven't been watching. You might have been on edibles.
Oh man, hey. Probably very soon here.
Oh,
Probably
Well,
very
he didn't
soon.
deny it.
oh, well, he didn't deny.
He
Well,
did not deny.
Oh, there you go again.
Uh-oh. Well, bless Hotep.
Santa is real, so is Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Y'all crazy. It's all good at.
He said, "Let the dead bury the dead," and I agree.
There it is.
All right, then, Jason, man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. We're about to get back on this subject.
Love you, bro.
Yo, man, y'all have a great show, brother.
All right, bro.
Break a leg when you're on stage, man.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah. So,
KOOL.
given the circumstances, we can agree that dealing with Santa Claus, not jumping down anybody else's beliefs, but it's going to be found. I know I had a little animosity after I found out that there wasn't no Santa, that my mom was lying to me for some time. You know what I mean? Then the same question is going to be, you expect for your kids to believe in Santa when they find out there is no Santa. What are you going to do about Jesus then, or even God then? You know what I mean? Because Santa, we know, ain't real, but Jesus kind of fits those same kind of descriptions, right? Like, okay, a man that's going to be coming soon. You got to believe on his name, but you ain't ever seen him before. And there's supposedly a spirit that you can feel when he come upon you. Sound like rape to me, but
You know what?
You can feel. You can feel.
More lightning about to hit this
Yeah.
joint.
You know, okay.
He finna be pink over there.
that's gonna be hard. You see
Gonna
how
be my
dark I'm
color.
here? I'm gonna be your color.
Yeah.
It'll be his twin. But all I'm saying is that
He
then
like Daffy Duck with his beak blowed off.
In blackface.
Uh-oh.
That's another topic.
But it just raises the question that then after a while they beliefs in God and stuff is going to be a little wavering or questionable, because they was like, well, my parents lied to me about Jesus, then
What else are
what
you
else
lying
you
about?
lying to me about? You know what I mean? And I never wanted to put those thoughts in my daughter's head that, oh, my daddy lied about me about this. I tell my daughter the truth about everything. If I can't get it for you, then damn it, I just can't get it for you.
Nah,
right now.
because if it's Jesus' birthday, you got to buy him gifts.
Right.
Oh, really?
Right.
And then who you gonna give it to? The church? 'Cause we
No.
already pay them tithe,
Oh no,
and they don't want to give you no money
you
back.
got to burn them.
Man, you know what's messed up? You go into a church and they got the ATMs now. Why they charge you $1.50 to get your 20 out to put in the plate?
They won't charge
That's
me.
why I don't even. That's why I don't go to church.
Oh my gosh. That's not why you
Think
No,
about that.
He trying to make up an excuse.
Okay.
Pastor, get you.
He getting 20 plus the
Congregation.
vig. What's up with that, Jesus?
No, they don't got nothing to do with Jesus. That's man.
Yep. Church is a
That's
business.
man.
Just like you can be a member there, pay tithes for years, but want to have a wedding there. You got to
Exactly.
pay.
Exactly.
You got to pay for it.
Exactly. It's
Electricity ain't
business.
free.
That's right,
It's
David.
business.
Water ain't free.
It's business.
Yo. But it makes you wonder, like, you go through all of the things that they want you to believe in. Like, okay, Christ, you put up a tree, but there was a specific holiday that dealt with that was not related to Christianity. She was right about the whole Constantine merging the two, because we know about Easter. But what does Easter? We have Easter as Jesus Christ's death, burial, and resurrection, right?
Resurrection.
But then you have Easter, and Easter is about why is there a bunny on the TV for
Eggs,
Easter? Eggs.
candy.
But that's really about like Ishtar, the goddess of
But
fertility.
I think that's why you read yourself. That's why you own your own path. You own your own destiny. You got to write your own. You write your own.
It's weird.
Your
Most people
story,
don't.
you write your own story.
Remember the Bible says study to find that self-approved. When you study, you also find out the lies that you've been perpetuated upon you.
Exactly.
So when people study, they take that as just reading what the pastor read in church. When they say study, they don't go back to they don't refer to anything other than the one book, the one Bible which you can't really study because you're just reading what somebody else already read.
I think you can.
But
I think the stories in the Bibles are. It ain't meant for you to. You can read the whole Bible, but I think it's specific stuff that you need.
Ocean.
Yeah. I didn't say. Because I was finna say specific, but you still saying something. I'm looking at you because I know you finna say it. Because your eyes lit up when I looked.
I was giving you time.
So I didn't say nothing. No, I'm not going to correct it because I knew you were going to do it.
That's what I do.
Hey, I said spoiler in here, but Pacific came out. I looked at your eyes. You were like, ocean? So I already lost. I wasn't finna go ahead and do no more damage.
Can you say special instead of saying special?
I can be special. Look, but who said that's right though?
Oh my God.
See, man done got you. Man done got you now.
Merriam-Webster.
He brainwashed. See, you going by their words. You don't know if them words right. You was there.
Said the ocean.
I've been in the Pacific Ocean.
Let the man.
It's too big.
Let him finish.
Special.
Let him finish with
Hey,
it.
look here. If I want to drown in my words, I'm going to drown in my words.
Oh man.
I told you I couldn't come back on it because I looked at you and you were ready. Your eye was big. Yeah, he couldn't wait too. The ocean?
Ocean?
Yeah, the ocean.
Say fruit.
Fruit.
Okay, you don't say fruit.
Okay, let the man finish. Oh my God.
But either way you say it, I'm going to tell you like my partner said. Whatever I say is right. Because you got people say diploma, right?
Okay.
And what you say?
Diploma.
Okay, you got some people say diploma.
Oh.
Now you tell them. Now don't
Grease is
get
grease, whatever.
Okay.
Battery.
Oh God.
Anything you want to say?
Library.
Yeah.
Anything.
Ambulance.
Can you complete your thought?
You said Chip. David said Chip can't read. Oh, that good. He halfway saved. He said halfway saved.
Oh, he can't spell. So we'll make a good team together.
Can't spell, can't read.
What? That's Ichiban. That's Reigns. They didn't teach me that.
Wow.
I taught myself that.
Yo. But,
I have my own path.
so at the end of the day, listen, I think
gosh.
you let your kids believe.
Thank you,
what
David,
your
because you're
kids,
talking about I got two-tone skin.
let your kids
talking about my
believe
forehead.
what they want to believe. If you decide that you want your kids to believe in Santa, then you have to deal with the repercussions of them finding out that there is no Santa and you've been lying to them for that long. I was one guy who said that he'll let his kids find out on their own. It's not his responsibility to.
What?
Right.
You're a parent. Your job is to protect your child from everything, including lies.
He said, when I found out, I found out there was no Santa on my own. But as like, I don't even want my daughter to go through the fact of having to find out. Let me tell you the truth up front, and then it is what it is. I think honestly.
I mean, they still don't have to go through it though, because how the world is.
Well, no, not necessarily. You can be
No. Because if I tell you the truth, right, and you hang around people who don't believe that's the truth and think that's a lie, right?
Right.
Eventually, she gonna think, you know what? I'm gonna go with this here instead of the truth.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
She can still make her own mind.
Yeah.
They can still make up their own minds. And
So
nobody's telling y'all how to raise your kids. We're just
it's
not
just
gonna
opinions.
we're not gonna have our kids to hide the truth. What we tell them, what we believe to be true. So
Yeah, it's just.
to each his own.
But people act like you can't have difference of opinion.
Right.
That's the trip part. Like,
I think it's not the difference of opinion. I think it's when you want your children to believe something and then they go somewhere else and they're told something different. I know the guy who got fired for telling the whole class the truth. He got fired for telling the whole class the truth.
what is wrong with Dave?
I don't think he deserved to be fired because of that. It's like, okay, so he told them what was real.
But they showing you can't bring your belief.
I mean, look,
But it's not a belief.
they don't fuss when we send our kids to school every day and they teach them the lies in these history books. Who fuss about that? Do we go back and forth about that? No, we take that lie and we believe that lie because it's the curriculum that the school teaches.
Exactly.
It's all lies.
That's why the school would never How can you say at school, oh, you need school and this here, when they constantly telling you to lie, teaching you to lie, whether it's college level, whether it's middle school or whatever.
Y'all don't
They
go
teach
to
you.
right. They teach you.
Columbus discovered America in 1492, but it was natives already there.
Right.
Okay, and those natives came from where? They didn't come from Europe after Columbus because they was already there. So that's a lie that they're taught.
Right.
But we correct that one as parents. I don't know how many other parents out there watching and listening. I corrected my daughter at meeting. I was like, that's what they want you to answer for the test. Go ahead and answer that. It's not the truth, though.
What David said.
So why
You
would
see
I
David?
let my daughter also believe that Santa is real?
Right.
Or a tooth fairy is real? Some little elf with wings and leotard or wrestling one piece is going to fly into the house while you sleep and give you money because your tooth fell out.
Right. And what they finna do with your tooth? Did you ever ask that? Anybody ever asked what the niggas doing with my teeth?
Yeah. They stealing
Is
your
they
DNA.
selling them? Right. What they doing with my teeth?
They giving it to aliens.
Shit.
Right. Same thing.
Aliens in space like this.
They cloning us. They got human grills up in space.
Right.
Yo.
Ooh, thank God I already got a twin. Can't get no more. Ooh.
Yo, it's all
Shit.
it's
Oh,
all
I mean, fecal
society,
matter.
man. It's
Yeah.
all there's a machine out there that requires for you to believe in Santa, and they give you this whole season thing. Like beforehand, women. How do women feel about getting wedding
What they
rings
said,
when
that's
they
it.
get married?
You don't pop up on my screen.
Really? Like let's be honest. How do women feel about getting wedding rings?
that's another
Or
lie.
expected to get wedding rings
Don't
because
got
you're
nothing
getting
to do
married?
with nothing.
Can I get
Right.
that one?
Go ahead.
Chip before
Go ahead.
All right. De Beers, the diamond company,
Right.
owned by the Dutch in Europe. Again, Europeans.
Right.
Shout out to Dave.
The
THE.
Jimmy.
Like the Ohio State University is the. Anywho, they perpetuated that so they could make money. So they brainwashed you to saying to prove your love and to prove your union, you have to get this diamond put on there, and we're gonna charge you a boatload of money for it so we can get rich on the backside. But ignore the part about us getting rich on the backside. We just want you to have this symbol of love. Once a small group of people start doing it, it catches fire and everybody else starts doing it. Like y'all ignorant motherfuckers going to Popeyes because they said the chicken sandwich is good on
Exactly.
Facebook. Then the whole world decided to go.
Exactly.
Y'all got socially engineered and brainwashed
Crazy.
through a media campaign.
Exactly.
Same thing with wedding rings. Let's go before 1300. Although De Beers came much later after that. What did the people back then do to prove that they were married to someone?
Have babies? No, I'm just playing.
They lived with them. And they said, this is my wife, this is my husband. You may have some type of symbol, like a tribal symbol. You may have some type of tattoos. I know some people are starting to go to, instead of having rings, they tattoo a ring on their finger.
Right.
Other people, hey, you know what? I'm going to exchange 4 goats and 3 oxes, and our families are merged together. Now we have 2 farms. We increased our wealth.
Bah.
What happened to the family union to increase your wealth? Your generation.
Brainwashed.
Thank you, Chip. That's the word I was looking for.
Yo, it's crazy, right? So women get. I was listening to.
It better be at least a carrot.
No, I was listening to. It was a prank that Nephew Tommy, did on this husband and wife. They were just getting married, and the woman took the ring to get resized. Well, he found out that the Nephew Tommy did the prank and found out and he put it out there saying that the ring was an infomercial ring. And she went the hell off.
Was it the church lady?
I don't know if it was a church lady or
It
not.
was.
All I
It
know,
was the church
my man
lady.
make too much money to have not have spent
Right.
all that money on me and
My
Brandon.
daddy-
As much money my daddy didn't spend.
Right, right. She went off, and my question is why? And then he bitching up and be like, "No, I spent $1,700 or whatever on that ring. I know how much I spent on that ring." And it was like, dog, if you're supposed to be in love, why does it matter how much you spent?
Because De Beers has
on the ring.
brainwashed us to say that a ring is important.
Exactly.
And a
Right.
minimum price is also important. And a minimum size is important.
Right.
If it ain't a carat, it better be at least $1,000.
That ring is just a symbol to let other people know that you
It better be
in union with somebody. It doesn't
3
mean
car payments
anything.
worth.
Right.
That ring better be 3 car payments worth of money.
But see, and that's the woman doing that. They have the women thinking that you all supposed to get a carat or higher or whatever. But what is the man supposed to get out of this? Just
Yeah.
some pussy?
You ever thought about, is you going to get buried in that ring?
Some
No.
people are that petty, they will.
My ring cost all of $5 from Spencer's. I didn't care. It don't matter. If you want me to put on there, I will wear this one and it's fine. It does the job. It look just like a wedding ring. It spin around and shit. I can spin it in the center. $5.
Can you go through TSA wearing it?
Twin say what's
I
the
don't
number?
know.
Twin say what's the number?
If you want to call in, the number is 904-477-7225.
And Jenny said, "Oh no, you didn't start with the Tooth Fairy. Oh heck no."
Oh yeah. Please believe The Rock is not the Tooth Fairy.
Yo, it's funny
Jenny
how
ain't finna play.
it's funny how that they have all of this stuff that goes on and it's all wrong. But the masses believe in it so wholeheartedly. I think it was Hitler who said, if you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. And Hitler was a mass murderer of Jewish or the so-called Jewish people. Hold on.
They sound like Malcolm X, the so-called Negro in America.
Right.
Now you got the so-called Jew in Germany.
The Signal 27 show.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so here's my take on it. Y'all send y'all kids to school every day to learn these lies out these books, like Keita said.
Mm-hmm.
So let people live. Let them believe what they want to believe. Y'all letting them believe them history books. What's the difference? Y'all let them believe. Y'all let them look at cartoons. That's fake.
Oh, no doubt.
That's
We're
a
just
lie.
talking about our own kids. We're responsible for our own, but anybody else?
Exactly. But I understand that. But don't rain on somebody else's and teach your kid not to go out and tell other kids what's not real and what's real, because you don't know what their household believes. I don't think it's fair that anybody should step in and ruin something that somebody's household has already, been practicing or believing. It's not fair.
But it's not telling anybody else what to believe. It's just that say for instance, our kid just told what we taught her. She didn't tell nobody not to believe it. She just said,
If you're calling in, wait a minute.
She just pretty much said, hey, I don't believe in Santa Claus. Santa Claus ain't real
Well,
to
no,
her.
your kid is the one who told my 3 kids that he wasn't real.
Damn right.
And y'all laughed about it, and I don't think that was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny. It's not something we could help. I mean, we didn't know she was gonna say that.
You can help. If y'all don't believe, then you teach your children not to tell other people. I just don't think.
Can you believe we told her
that
that though? But we didn't know she was still going to tell on other kids. We didn't know that. We told her this is just what we believe. Don't go ruin nobody else's belief. But kids gonna be kids. They gonna say what they want to say.
Kids are honest.
I mean, I mean, my kids are okay. They don't care one way or another. But I don't think it's nobody's place. Teachers shouldn't tell kids anything. It's not their place to tell them that who's real and who's not real.
Here's my dilemma on that one. I feel that it's not the teacher's place. It's society's place to be able to tell the truth and not be punished for it. I think that this whole Santa debacle, this whole Easter debacle, Valentine's Day, and all of this stuff about believing needs to be on Front Street, and the truth needs to be said up front. Honestly, you should.
But whose truth? That's your truth. It's not everybody's truth. Everybody don't believe the same thing.
Right, Deb. I'm speaking in truth as to what we can prove. We can prove that there is no Santa Claus, and that's the honest to God truth about it.
But y'all can prove that for your households. If somebody dresses up as Santa Claus every year in that household and have them people believing that there's a Santa Claus, that's their truth. That's their truth.
Well, that's their lie that they're believing, but we understand what you're saying.
I can't allow someone to
That's
buy
their
into
lie.
a perpetuated lie, which only benefits a company to profiteer off of them financially.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
But
allow that.
that's for you. That's not for you to go and tell somebody else.
I don't think it is, but if you ask me about it, I will tell you the truth.
Now that's something different. If somebody asks, that's something different.
But what's the
It's
difference?
not for you to offer up to anybody because it's what you believe. That's just not right.
But I think a lot of people need to learn how to
people
handle.
shouldn't smoke weed, but everybody don't believe that same thing. Do I go out and say, "Oh, don't do this"? No, it's not my place.
I can't compare those two.
I believe people have difference of opinion.
And
I
how-
mean, that's just
Exactly.
life. That's gonna be life.
And how many
And
truths
people
do we
have
offer up every day? If you go to, say, Mellow Mushroom and say, man, I went there to dinner last night and had some delicious pizza. That's the best pizza I ever had. That's your truth. But hey, you ain't stopping nobody from saying that truth. We voice our truths about anything all the time. And don't nobody say nothing about that. It was their truth. The person who believed that the pizza was the best pizza in the world may not be yours. But what's the difference? You don't stop nobody from saying that. You don't be like, no, mellow mushroom is not the best.
Just what I'm saying is you don't stop your kids from going to school learning the lies that are told at school.
Oh yeah.
I just don't. I think that people should just mind their business. That's what I think. People should mind their business and let people's households do what they want to do.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, I can agree to.
We got
disagree.
freedom of speech in this country.
No. What I'm saying is, I think honestly, it comes down to, like your analogy of the mellow mushroom or the kids knowing what's truth and what's not. I think it's the parents' responsibility to prepare their kids. Do you feel that your kids was better prepared to go out there knowing that there is a Santa Claus, but in the back of your mind, you know that there isn't? Or were they better prepared to go out there knowing, okay, there is no Santa Claus and I can deal with other kids who might believe in it or say something negative about it? I'm like, at the end of the day, there isn't one. So I know my parents does this. I think kids can be harsh. I know my daughter used that, honestly, in some situations as a weapon to hurt other kids. I know she did because that's just the kind of jerk she could be. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about her and to come up Christmas, that's why there ain't no Santa Claus, and I know it, and she knows the truth. Is she wrong for that?
Yeah, because she shouldn't have said it. She should have just let it be.
But we got freedom of speech in this
she's
country.
not allowed
Why
to
she's
tell the truth
But
about
she's not
a lie.
lying, though. She's really not lying.
But it's y'all's practice. It's not everybody's practice. Nobody
Okay, then
said
why
she was
couldn't she?
lying.
Then why couldn't she share her truth then? Like we all share
Because
our
it's
truth about everything all the
It's
time.
ruining things for other people.
Yes, those who want to financially capitalize off the lie of Christmas and Santa.
Kids don't care about financial capitalism. They don't care. They're kids.
But
They
how-
care
Business
about
does, and
What
business
got
is what
ruined?
generates all this.
What got ruined for the other kid beside their opinion on Santa Claus?
Yeah.
What else was ruined?
It ruins the fun or whatever they have that's
Still buy
going
them
on
a
in their
gift.
household.
Just tell them it came
So
from
did they
you.
believe her when she told them, or did they still believe the lie that you taught them?
They believe
Did they
her.
believe? Oh,
Of course. I mean, we told them after that they didn't care, but it
They
just
still
it-
got the
it
truth.
shouldn't
Show
have-
set
But
you
it wasn't anybody's place but the parents in the household. It's not nobody's place. I just don't understand. I mean, I guess we just gonna agree to disagree because y'all don't seem to understand what I'm saying. If I believe something in my household,
I understand
it's nobody
what you're
else's
saying, but I think we
place
should be able to.
tell my household that it's something different. It's
No,
nobody's place.
I believe, and I understand exactly what you're saying. I just believe that we should be able to exercise our freedom of speech and voice our opinions on
And
our
that's
truths,
fine. And I think
no
that
matter
if
what.
you're different, if you believe something different, then don't go around those that do, because it's not fair for you to ruin something.
Then you got to
for
go
somebody
around the
else.
whole. You got to not go around. What percentage of
is
the world?
tribalism.
That's crazy.
You gonna
How
need
many
a time
people believe
machine.
in Santa Claus? You
again,
can't go
that's just
around.
what I believe. Y'all gonna tell me that my opinion is wrong? That's what I believe.
No, that's
No,
not
I'm
wrong.
not telling you that. I'm just
Kiki.
saying that. Go ahead.
What if you met a janky preacher who was in the pulpit and just abusing his ability as a pastor to manipulate people, and you stepped into a church and realized that this dude is full of crap? Would you not tell the parishioners, like, hey, man, your pastor is telling you the wrong stuff? Boy, I want to cuss so bad.
That ain't my business. It ain't my place. I'm worried about me.
You would leave all those
that's the
fellow
problem.
Christians hanging?
It's not my business. It ain't my place.
Oh, man.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion on what I cannot change the beliefs of somebody else.
I can't necessarily say. I try to tell my daughter, if you can see it, you can pretty much prove it. I said the only thing that I can't prove to her is the whole Jesus thing. I said I can't prove that there was or that there wasn't.
Horse.
There's a book that says that there is a Jesus, or whatever, however you want to call it. I said I can't prove that, but I can prove that there's a God because something had to make you. There's trees that's out there. There's air that you have to breathe. There's planets and universes that we cannot explain with our average mind. So I know that there's something that created something, but I can't prove that there's a Jesus. But if I tried to go ahead and tell her, listen, at the same time, I can't prove that there's a Santa Claus, but I know there isn't one. You know what I mean? And it's been known that there isn't one. Is it wrong for me to not tell her the truth and just let her believe what everybody else believes?
It is
because that's the
perfectly fine for
majority.
you. It's perfectly fine for you to tell her whatever it is that you want to tell her.
And that's what we
What's
did.
not okay is that it gets into others' households by somebody who don't believe. That's not okay. It's not their place.
Shit, TV programs get into all kinds of people's households. When you turn on these Disney channels and all these other channels these kids watch, there's a difference of opinion that's putting stuff into your household anyway.
Subliminally.
But at the same time, just the way that people say, "Oh, my daughter's a princess. She's this, she's that." That's not real.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, but people follow what they want to follow is what what I'm arguing.
Absolutely. Nobody's stopping
what
that.
they want to follow.
And we
That's all
do
I'm
that.
saying.
We're just teaching our child. We just taught our child something. We didn't tell her that, hey, go change lives and go bring the truth to people. Go and change people's households. We didn't do that. She went out and she repeated her truth and what she believed because of what we taught her.
But he just said it was out of maliciousness. So
of course, she's done it more than one time. Not just with her cousins, but after that she went and told a bunch of kids, "I ain't no Santa Claus." Oh well, you can't. You can't stop her.
That's where my problem lies. The oh well, it's not oh well because it's not fun for other children.
Well,
that's where my problem lies.
Yeah, I don't really care.
We have
I don't really care about what other kids believe and lie. I just want to teach my kid the truth. I ain't care about other households and what they say.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't that
And
important to
people
me.
shouldn't care about other households.
Right.
It's my entire point.
I agree.
You shouldn't care
to
what
the
other
village raised
people
the
think in their
child.
household.
I agree. I agree with you. I ain't give a crap.
Oh man.
I didn't.
Thank
you over here
Wade,
peeing
for-
now.
Everybody, share their own opinion. I don't care.
All right, Wade. Thank you for tuning in.
Still ain't no Santa.
That ain't changing.
Or Tooth Fairy.
Right.
Or Easter Bunny.
Y'all gotta lead to it.
Or Cupid shooting arrows and make you fall in love with people.
I was just never concerned with what other people believe because when I taught my daughter, I already knew that other people going to believe this no matter what you say. And it's not your job to change nobody else's household or ruin nobody else's life, but you are allowed to go out into the world and speak your truth, period.
Self-esteem and peer pressure is more. Especially when you're like a follower.
Yeah,
too.
you can speak your truth wherever you want to speak it at.
No, I
just used the word right there. Peer pressure.
No, what I tell my daughter, even when she comes from school, is I say, listen, there's certain things that goes on in school that they want you to be indoctrinated to. I tell her that on a regular basis. What did you learn today? Okay, so I want you to understand that this is real. This ain't real. This is history because I know a lot about history. I tell her what's right and what's wrong. That was a lie. She had gotten to it with one of her teachers
How did
at
I
school.
get in this?
Huh?
Keep going, man. Keep going.
No, she had gotten to it with one of her teachers at school because the teacher asked her to write about what if you was a slave or not. And she broke down to the teacher, listen, you don't want to know everything about slavery. And if you do, why would you even have us write something like that? You know what I mean? The teacher never called me, but my daughter, she brought it back to me. So we went to go see the teacher that day. He never really brought it up, but we kind of saw his appearance, and he just seemed like he was the type like that will sit up there and want you to write some retarded mess like that because he was retarded. So, but nonetheless, it's believe. Final words before we move on to Keita's segment. I do believe that truth is truth. Your truth in your home, if you have your people believing in one thing and another people believing in another thing, the question is it true or is it not true? I don't really have any gray areas as to what a person should believe or what a person shouldn't believe. You can get told over and over again in your house, okay, this is how things are meant to be done. But then at the end of the day, if you find out that that's wrong the way you've been doing it for so many years, are you going to correct that? Or are you going to be upset because you should have known about it a little earlier? I had my mom used to put a ham bone in the refrigerator wrapped up in aluminum foil after Thanksgiving every year. Every single year she would wrap it up. Never knew what she would do with it. And she never explained to me why she did it. And then I was like, well, I'm going to do that since my mama did it. Still didn't understand why she did it and everything. And then I had to ask myself, why am I doing this?
Right.
You know what I mean? There is nothing that benefits me from doing this. Now, the question is what benefits your children from knowing that there is a Santa Claus or knowing that there is a tooth fairy? What would benefit them if they didn't know? Honestly, let's be real honest about that. At the end of the day, my daughter has never had to come to me asking me, why, Daddy? Because I've never lied to her about anything. If I can't afford it, it's because your daddy can't get it right now. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, well, believe in Santa Claus and believe on this. And if I still can't get it and you ain't got it, then I can blame it on the person. But she's going to understand, well, Dad, I've been good in school. I've been doing everything that I was supposed to do. Why didn't he bring it? At the end of the day, we know it's because I couldn't afford it right then and there. But Santa, we got to make up another lie. Well, Santa Claus felt like DJ Envy said, well, Santa Claus felt that you was a little better off than others, so he didn't bring you. No, that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, you wanted to give him something. You just couldn't afford it, you know? But that's just my take on it. You know, I appreciate all of the callers who called in today to voice their opinions. We appreciate you all for tuning in, listening. Please like, comment, and share because we're getting ready to move on.
What's the number again?
The number is 904-477-7225.
Bam.
Bam. All right.
Sound effect.
I know. So moving on, y'all know what this segment is. This segment has been going on ever since she told me we should do it. It's Keita's segment. Just asking, where she likes to pop on in and let us know what's going on. She like to pop on in. She like to pop on in. She like to pop. Ain't nobody else gonna pop.
Ain't no,
I'm
my
the
bad.
only one.
Hey,
started it.
I
He
had the
started it,
biggest
so-
pop of all.
He did.
I was backed up.
He had the dry lip pop. He had that one.
Suck it in.
Yeah, had to put my diaphragm into it.
My question of the day is, what's the worst gift that Santa ever bought you?
I don't know.
Nigga ain't never get me shit. Ain't no Santa.
The worst gift was the one he didn't bring. But what's the worst gift you've ever received for Christmas from anyone?
I could tell you mine.
Uh-huh.
Mine's on my mama bought us a remote control car with a cord.
Oh,
Some of them did. You had to chase behind the car?
We had to chase behind it. Then when they come to reverse, we just pull the cord.
Wow.
You didn't go to an extension cord and get a few
Wow.
No, you had the ones where
They had the cord.
It
Like
would
these here.
It will go straight.
Yeah,
right?
it go just.
But then when it back up, it will turn. Why it back up? Like why? Yo, that's a dollar store joke.
There wasn't no dollar store back then. They were pick and save.
Tiffany said my ex-husband and my sister said forks.
Wow.
What about you, Ed?
I can't really say I had a bad gift during the Christmas period.
No, you
there
uppity
was
motherfucker. You.
No, it's just, I knew from the jump wasn't no Santa, and my mama was broke.
Mm-hmm.
The roaches didn't even get crumbs off the floor when we ate.
Wow.
That's how broke we was.
Y'all had roaches.
Oh, we had roaches. They just wasn't getting no food that fell on the floor because food wasn't going to waste.
Y'all used to eat roaches.
Man.
Wow.
Y'all ain't gonna get it.
Woo.
Damn.
For
What's it?
real, for real.
Hey, what was that cereal that they used to eat that looked like roaches?
Sugar
Sugar Spikes.
Sugar Spikes.
Yo, you ain't never
God.
wanna,
Smacking, I smack
you
you
never
back.
eat them Jones because you could never tell. I'm like, nah, I don't know if that's a roach.
There's a roach in there.
I mean, I always
think
got
I
like
done ate a
underwear
roach.
long johns. It was cold in Cleveland. So that was a blessing. I mean, you ain't getting no toy, but oh, shout out to my aunts and uncles before they passed away. Thanks for all them He-Man gifts. I still got them.
That's awesome.
For real?
Yo,
Yeah,
you
man, little kung fu grip, Skeletor, and all them dudes.
What was it?
got the
Oh,
He-Man
cool,
where
bro.
if you punch him in the chest cave in and spin around.
I got that.
Yo, I remember.
Got
I
Skull Mount. What was that? Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain got all that two in a box.
Damn, I wanted
real?
one of them, but you know.
What about the one with the head turn and make different faces?
Yeah, little he spin a little thing in the top of his head. Yeah.
Yo,
Trap jaw.
Nah,
That was a trap jaw.
please don't say trap jaw because I think about people with braces.
Wow.
trap jaw.
How about you, Lee? What's your
Kanye.
worst?
It was two. One, my mom used to bring the Toys R Us book home.
Mm-hmm. Get your hopes up.
Yeah, like listen, you should go. Just look at this, and the book be thick as hell, and you just look at them. Ooh, I can't wait to get that right there. I would love to get that. You know what I mean? And then I, never got it. You know what I'm
Waiting
saying?
on Santa.
And then one was my cousin Carol. I told y'all about it early in the show.
Mm-hmm.
We got office supplies. You know what I'm saying? Some scotch.
Was y'all
tape.
in school? Did y'all use them in school? Though?
No, this is Christmas.
Did y'all have an office at the house?
No, we was in. I told you we was in the shelter.
I know.
We was in the shelter.
Staple up the tinsel with the office stapler.
We was in the shelter at Bellhaven, man.
Kicked out the shelter.
We was
Trying to
at
build
Bellhaven
something.
Apartments in the shelter over there, and after because we got evicted from the apartment, and we had to like gather the stuff that we wanted. And it was ironic that when we got evicted, my aunt stayed right next door. So when we got when we got evicted, all of our shit is out there on the curb. We just walk our ass back down there and go next door to our aunt's house. You know what I'm saying? My aunt's house next door. So we stayed there. But we wasn't supposed to be on the property no more. So anytime we had to go to school, we had to leave out the back door and walk around so the office wouldn't see what was going on. But we had to get all the stuff we wanted. At that time, the only thing I could grab was my Genesis, and then all of the other stuff got put into storage, and then storage got sold. Lost all of that. Lost all of that. I was 12, man.
That was your world, wasn't it?
Right, I was only 12 years old, man. So
no life.
Whatever. Anyway, after moving in and getting into the shelter and everything, she brought us. My cousin Carolyn brought us over. It was a bag. It had a big ass calculator in it. Had some what are them safety joints to hold paper together? Those are paper clips. She bought us some paper clips.
Talking about them safety joints.
So y'all had the envelope and put the paper clip in there?
Yeah.
Nah, we had some tape.
You ever peel one open and try to stick it in a lock to open the door?
It worked. It worked. Not now. Well, probably some work now. But
Nah, all I'm saying is that was a low turning point where I
broke in the shelter.
I didn't. I made a rubber band ball out of the rubber bands that came in the bag.
You could have made a rubber band slingshot with the paper clip, fold it in half and pull it back.
That was it, though. I would say that's probably like the worst. You know what I'm saying? Christmas gifts ever. It was like the note. She sold me hope. My mom.
She Obama?
No, she just said, "Listen, just look in this book and be okay."
See, we had Pick and Save down here.
No, we had Discount Mart and stuff like that. But
And we had Dorcas Drake.
But I appreciate it though. You know what I'm saying? After my mom and everything got back on her feet, I never really asked.
Oh, she was in a wheelchair?
You know what I'm saying? No, she got sick. She almost died because she had an overactive thyroid, and it kind of took her out almost. So, but nonetheless, that was it. No more Christmases after that. I got older, went into the military, and started buying my own shit after that. So, Merry Christmas to me, goddammit. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So what about you?
Mine was a little set of bowls.
She got the forks.
My sister got the forks and I got the bowls. But
y'all were eating the competition up.
Man. It was. I didn't need no bowls. People buy you shit you don't even like. You ain't make no list. You ain't tell nobody you needed this. I mean, like I had bowls in my cabinet, so I don't know why I had got the bowls, but thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mama. I still got the bowls.
I know I was creative. I made a pinball
Your
machine.
mama bought you bowls? Did your mama buy
my
you
mama bought my sister those forks she didn't need to.
Yo, that should be a gift that y'all should give back.
No.
Y'all should wrap up some forks and bowls. I'm serious. Wrap up her some Tupperware.
I love my mama.
Some used Tupperware. Get some of the ones that with the spaghetti stains still in it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
How about you, sis?
Clothes that was too small.
Oh, wow.
Had one relative every Christmas my mother would tell her what size I wear, and she buy clothes that was too small. Oh, I'll take it back. I'll get her something else. And I still waiting on it.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
She knew what she was doing.
It's the thought that matters. She didn't want to get you to know
I can't wait to mine bring them clothes back.
Wow.
Shit, that's jacked up.
That's petty.
Man, yeah.
She didn't want to get you nothing.
So that's jacked up. I think, if my daughter was here, I think the worst gift we ever got her was nothing. No, she wasn't doing all that good in school, so we didn't put nothing under the tree. She thought
you should have given her office supply.
She thought she was gonna. You know what? That might just be the next one. If she jacked up, but she got a little job now, so she all right.
Not slits.
So, listen, y'all. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Signal 27 show. Please like, comment, and share. We definitely do appreciate you all. Make sure that you all tune in. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And then you can always go back and listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and now Pandora. So we appreciate y'all. Once again, I want to thank the Breakfast Club for their videos. I want to thank Dr. Phil for their videos. And y'all make sure that y'all keep supporting us.
Appreciate y'all.
Because we need y'all support. Make sure that y'all let people know to like the show. Because if y'all don't, we ain't going to fuck with y'all. Because y'all don't fuck with us.
We're going to tell Santa not to come to y'all house.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make that imaginary motherfucking chimney.
We gonna tell them to tell y'all kids the truth. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
shoot, that's fucked up. You know,
Your kids gonna be like gingerbread man. You're mean.
Yo, so
Thank y'all so much.
thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have yourselves a good
See you in 2
freaking
weeks.
Ow.
Ow.
That's a good show,
Said
y'all.
Ed said David uses Carmex for
No, earwax.
no.